I fell asleep.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
How do you
woke
feel?
up like a fucking zombie.
Yeah.
It's great though. No, I'm not gonna lie. I love the feeling I feel like when I wake up, but I didn't know where I was, and then I looked at my phone, and I was like, "Who the fuck is Dan and John?"
Wait, should we be recording this?
Oh, we
I
are.
feel like this is exactly what the
It was
podcast should be.
We are.
I didn't know what was happening, and then I heard someone in the kitchen. I also forgot I had kids for a second. I truly had no idea where I was. I'm just now waking up, guys.
Oh
I had
man.
some fucking hot fries and a diet soda next to me. I'm in rough shape right now.
This is a banging way to start Saison 4.
I've had some weird after like traveling between London and LA, I've had some weird wake ups where I like think I'm in the opposite place wherever I am. So like I woke up in LA once. This was probably the saddest one because obviously my wife wasn't with me. But
you announced that this is not a good story, guys. Like,
no,
you're gonna feel bad.
Set the tone. We need to know how to feel.
because it had been like, I think it was the day after I got back or something, and being jet lagged and really, really tired or whatever, I crashed pretty early on. And I woke up and was very weirded out by the position I was in, like the direction the light was coming from.
Downward facing dog. It was
It was super weird. And then like I realized that Sheen wasn't in bed with me, and I was like, oh. That was a huge bummer.
Yeah, that's
but
sad.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring it down, but it was just so weird to be taken out of like the dreamscape and then being confused about where you are.
Yeah, it's real rough. But then I also remembered that I got Tully's on my way home from the hospital with Aiden today.
Oh,
So I ate 2 of those too.
two whole Tullys.
Two whole tenders from Tully's.
give me a lot of them.
Oh my goodness.
Saison 4.
Saison 4.
Saison 4.
We don't have an intro or anything yet, do we?
Don't we? We're gonna go with the one that we discussed without the whoa-ohs.
Oh, is that the one?
Whoa, body
Please.
slam. Whoa, body slam.
Yeah, can you write lyrics for the song, Cody?
He's been dreaming of this moment ever since I asked him to do a podcast. He's like, please, just let me do the theme song.
For the love of God, let me do the goddamn theme song.
Once he does the theme song, he'll never sing again. That'll be his pinnacle achievement. I don't believe that to be true, but it could be.
Unless I'm nominated for like a Grammy, and then it's just the stars from there.
No, I think once you're nominated for a Grammy, it's that's it.
No, I would lose my first nomination, which would be my motivation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you would have like that downward spiral. Shout outs to downward spiral.
Resnor, friend of the show.
Where you would, booze, partying, drugs, that kind of thing.
Which would then inspire
Doug did.
sophomore effort. The sophomore album is always the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
From Under the Cork Tree is really the one that shines through all that.
It's true. First one, they're just feeling out who they are, putting something into the airwaves. Second one, they refine their sound. Third one, they get weird, and it sucks because they try to experiment. Now they have fans trying to do what they really want to do.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Sure, you're going to have Grand Theft Autumn, but it's not really, what you're looking for.
No.
I feel like second albums are hit or miss for like new bands. They can be tough because you get such a, especially if you like know the band as they're coming out.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
you like
second and third definitely can
They
get weird.
panic too because
Yeah.
So take Panic at the Disco. They had A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, which is still today one of my favorite albums of all
And their
time.
best.
And then they came out with Pretty Odd, and it was
Pretty
strange
odd.
as hell.
It's
It was
pretty
odd.
strange as hell.
it's so weird because the band could be much more than just that one album kind of indicates. However, your appreciation of their music is that kind of one-dimensional
Yes,
album. And that doesn't mean that, you know, a good second album would be dismissed entirely from fans, but it's definitely a contributing factor, I think.
Yeah, same with Say Anything.
And it's also
it's like that was an album that like was just good because he did it when he was in that state, which is really sad to say because he was super fucked up on drugs. But he put out amazing music,
wasn't he?
Yeah, he had a lot of mental issues, drugs, a lot of stuff. But then, like, his other stuff, once he realized, like, oh, I want to make music, this is how I really want it to sound, a lot of people didn't like that. Yeah. So now he's like, shit. Well, I don't know, actually. I'm putting words in his head. But he's probably like, crap, like, I put out this album that is not really what I deem to be my greatest achievement. However, it is seen as my greatest achievement. And now what I want to do is not really accepted as much because everyone wants the old stuff. But that wasn't me in my good state. So it kind of sucks. And you either embrace it or you just go off on your own thing and keep doing what you're doing. And in his case, like I really don't like any of their other stuff other than that one. And he's done a lot of music.
Some of it's okay.
Very little. Like one more album I like.
There's a band I really like. Well, it's actually
In defense of a genre? You don't like In Defense of a Genre?
That's the only other one I like.
I disagree.
They're self-titled, terrible.
But there's another thing that is like you can spend basically your whole life writing your first album. You just you know,
definitely
pick stuff up, and then your second album has to be, you know, if you get popular from your first album, your second album is usually then tries to get spit out as soon as possible by producers or record labels or whatever, right, to cash in on your instant fame.
So
I think there's a lot of pressure with that.
What I'm watching really closely is the next song that the guy who raps, I guess. That song that's out. What is it? Horses in the Back. Old Town Road. Yeah. What is he going to do next? Because that was kind of like a joke almost.
Well, to be fair, I haven't actually heard the whole song.
It's not that bad.
I mean, I recently found out that it was an actual song and not just like a meme.
Well, he wrote it to be a music video for Red Dead Redemption. So that's what it was.
Oh.
Like he played Red Dead Redemption, put out a music video with, you know, videos from that game. And then it became super popular. I don't know how, either from just pure luck or what. But now it's like he's probably expected to make another hit song. And anything he does will be mildly successful. Just because of his name at this point. But he's like a 19-year-old kid. Like, I'm just dying to know what he puts out next. Very interesting to watch.
So there's a band that this is kind of like diving deeper into the topic, but like I went to a concert that I told you two about and sent you some songs from The Tallest Man on Earth.
Yes, I remember this.
Indie folk stuff.
Yeah.
His first album is super low production quality, him on a guitar and singing just completely solo. And then he had a couple albums very similar to that, and each one his sound progressed and like kind of evolved. So now one of his later albums, he actually played with other people in like an almost band in some of them. And it kind of lost some of the loneliness that his music kind of inspired.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a bad change for him. Like, I think it was good exploration and evolution for him to go through, but it wasn't like my favorite of his.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you
such
start
a driving force in it.
Yeah, you start to like really like their first album and like what you know them as. It gets scary. Like I found myself actually a lot of times listening to CDs of bands that I like, and then I find myself like not liking all the songs, but I listen to them anyway. And then because I repeat the song so much, I start to know what the words are, and then I start to like them. Do you ever get that?
Yeah.
It's
So
like, you don't necessarily like the song right off the bat. It's just like repetition makes you like it.
When I went through,
They grow on you.
and they had Fall Out Boy had Folly Ado before they went on hiatus. That's not their best album.
Yeah,
but I love that album because of like the amount of time I spent listening to it. Oh, I just banged the shit out of my microphone. And I still went back and I listened to some of it today on my way to Rochester. I was like, I don't know why I fell in love with this album. Like, almost every single other album is way better, both lyrically and musically. But I like that one resonates with me.
Yeah.
Sometimes things just hit you in the right way, and you're in the right headspace to appreciate whatever a band's putting out, or maybe you just like want to like it, so you like it a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's like the story of like 2000s emo music, isn't it?
It is. It totally is.
Yeah, probably.
If we go back and try and listen to I tried to listen to some Hit the Lights the other day. I was like, oh God. Why?
This is not good.
You're gonna need a body bag.
Bad. It's bad. It was a weird time for music. A cool time, but really weird time.
Super cool. I wouldn't have found like 30 Seconds to Mars if it wasn't for like that couple of years.
Yeah.
Isn't that the guy who's also
Jared Leto?
a streamer?
Jared Leto.
Oh, Jared Leto.
Fight Club.
Never mind.
Gets his face punched in.
That's Panic at the Disco you're also thinking about, by the way. Brendan Urie is also a streamer.
Is it
Okay.
really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he streams. All of his money goes to charity for like suicide prevention.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did not know this.
He's a good fella.
Good fella.
So speaking of our music intro, why don't we talk about our season 4 premiere?
Saison for premiere.
Saison. A fine Saison. It's aged. Barrel-aged, actually.
Barrel-aged Saison.
Yeah. Maybe that's the name of the episode. I don't know. We'll see.
What was that?
Sorry, I was drinking and trying to laugh at the same time.
Appreciate the effort. So, we are Hot Drop, formerly... Well,
we are the Hot Drop.
We are.
Rewind. Nope.
Okay,
Great intro,
let's start
Dan.
over.
Good.
Suck it, Dan.
Suck at me. Cody, you take us.
Saison 4.
Okay, we're moving into season 4. We are the artist formerly known as Hot Drop. We are moving to the Hot Drop. I suggested this 2 years ago.
And I
And
said,
Dan
nay.
said, "Shut the fuck up. That's stupid. This is my podcast."
Accurate.
And then I said, "All right, but we're gonna want to change this name someday, and it really should be the Hot Drop, so we can be more versatile." And he said, "Cody, I told you to stay in your goddamn lane. If you talk to me like that one more time, you're out of the band."
And then I was going to bring in Kyle.
Yeah. So we're moving to the Hot Drop, and we don't really have a good intro for this. We're just doing stuff now.
Well, what is the Hot Drop is the question.
The Hot
that people
Drop
may have.
is. Oh shit! We didn't even write down our new thing, did we?
No, formerly Hot Drop, the PUBG podcast. The Hot Drop follows the adventures of Dan, Cody, and John as they discuss life, liberty, and the pursuit of talking points.
Yeah, and now we're gonna talk like this on the radio all the time. Keep it locked on the Hot Drop.
This is the Hot Drop with Lemon John.
Horn.
Wait,
And
you were supposed to say your name, you fucker.
Oh,
Okay.
Dano.
Dano, horn,
Dano.
Cody, horn.
And we've lost 70% of our listeners.
And for the 7 of you that are stuck around, including our mods, who we have
Threatened
blood
with
oaths
banning.
for.
we have blood oaths and secret documents.
It's either with us or you're against us, pretty much.
Yeah.
This is a dictatorship.
But basically, we appreciate the community. There's not enough PUBG news, so we want to expand our horizons a bit. We like chatting every week, and we don't get as much time to do it as we wanted. So we are taking this broader.
We're taking this
Taking
show
it
on the road.
We're coming to a town near you as long as you have one of the applications that downloads podcast.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Like PUBG is not
yeah.
dead, but it's pretty much over as far as like new
No,
updates.
we still play it,
new features.
right?
No, I'm talking about development wise.
Yeah,
Like,
development
the main
is
core
done
features
for.
of the game are there. There's still some additional features they're adding, but we don't want the show to be hinging on updates from developers who are very slow to update things. And so we realized that a lot of the feedback we were getting was actually from people who are commenting on the jokes or the funny parts of the show or just like the general overall stories that we would talk about. And
All
we
of my
realized,
fan mail that I was getting saying that I'm the better one of this group and that they're all just kind of riding my coattails to success. And I was like, guys, one of those people is my friend.
Mhm.
We need to work
one of them is an acquaintance.
An unconfirmed victim.
But basically, we want to just have a fun show. We want to hang out. We want to chat with each other. We want to share our lives with you guys, our stories, the community. We still want to work on that. We are definitely still playing PUBG. We'll be streaming as well on the same schedule. But things are just going to be a little more off the cuff and whatever we feel like talking about. And so unsubscribe button is right above this episode, so feel free to do that. But if you want to stick around, we're here for the foreseeable future. We're not going anywhere. It's just less PUBG and more IRL drops.
More Premiere analysis on other things.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it is Premiere.
Is it pronounced Premier? I think
so.
In certain
Premier.
regions.
It's Premiere.
Premier.
Premiere.
Yeah,
I think
you gotta like hawk up loogie in the middle of the word.
it's like Macron. It's like Macron.
Yeah,
Macron.
those are the cookies, right? Or biscuits.
Yeah. Or no, the prime minister.
Oh.
Same one. Same one.
thing.
Presidential cookies. It's the presidential cookies.
So yeah, it's gonna be a little more loosely formulated show, but we'll still have segments. We'll bring people on for interviews. We'll have different topics that we're going to talk about every episode that we have written in show notes that are not a chore to do, and it's going to be great.
We're really doing a great job at selling this to people right now.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm proud of us.
Yeah. Anything else to add, guys?
I am excited to explore the different forms of content that we can produce now, because PUBG highlight clips aren't the most interesting, like just of us.
Yeah.
They're not the most fun to like dig through our streams or whatever and find the best ones and then try and put them on YouTube and try and, get that out there, I guess. I don't know. It seems really weird. So we can kind of do other things that, interest us.
Yeah, like
Cooking.
Cooking. I didn't know if you were going to actually answer, so I just answered for you. Cooking. John likes cooking.
Sheen just sent me a recipe tonight that I don't know if you've ever had this, but it's basically like a lamb pie, but or like a flat dumpling that's fried.
I have a question.
So, yes.
Is lamb much more available in England? Because like lamb is not a thing that you come by very easily in Western New York.
I would say
it's delicious, but
yeah. So like usually when I get lamb in the States, I would go to Whole Foods and they usually have lamb.
They always have something fancy.
Yeah, but in the UK,
the avocado toast.
Yeah, but in the UK and the smoothie bar, in the UK, it's everywhere. Yeah, you get lamb all over the place. That was like up north where I was staying in the Lake District has tons of like sheep farms and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know if it's just for wool or for lamb, but they had delicious lamb up there. So I assume, finger in each pie, I guess.
That's a weird.
That's a weird statement.
Yeah,
Lamb pie.
Finger in each pie, man.
Oh man.
Do as the Romans do. Finger in the pie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely not a colloquialism.
Why do you have such trouble saying that word? If you go back to like, I think this is like, I think there's like 3 different podcasts where you can't say colloquialism.
Colloquialism.
I imagine him like writing it as he's saying it. Just to
Come on, Dan, you can do this. I know you can do this. Just say it.
So we got a
Cooking.
couple topics today. Cooking is one of them.
No, we're not talking about that today.
Oh, okay, later. But there is going to be more video content. We're not going to
Theoretically.
ruin the surprise. But I've got some ideas.
Cooking.
Like cooking. Maybe some vacations I recently took.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? Like all 3 of us lead very different lives and have connected on the internet. And because we share that with a lot of our listeners, we thought that this is a good opportunity to talk about all of our shit that's going on in different ways on the podcast and with video content and still be playing PUBG all the time. So we're all kind of going to be bringing something cool to the table with video content and also all 3 of us with the show each week. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to kind of put out there and show you guys what's going on and be able to connect in different ways. Cause like John lives in London, Dan lives out on the East Coast, and like I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. But there's a lot of cool stuff that comes with all of those. So we want to share that with the community and kind of grow and spread this and see where we can take it from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the same time, we just want to talk about it with each other.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, we want to have a fun time doing it and not feel like we put out a subpar show because there's nothing to talk about in the PUBG universe. That's my opinion, at least. Like, we're still going to have PUBG episodes, potentially. If something big drops, we might even do the exact same show we have been doing for the last 89 episodes. Maybe we won't. It just depends on what happens and what we're feeling, because we're not tied down to anything anymore. We can do whatever we want, which is great. But as far as PUBG content goes, I'm still going to do the top 10 videos that you guys submitted videos for. 3 to 4 business months remaining on that timeline. There's still going to be PUBG content in the Discord. And then other than that, you might notice a few changes into rooms. But other than that, business as usual.
And we'll have way more of a structure next week. This was us literally winging it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, we need to feel it out, see how it works and how we want to kind of...
It's sort of like starting over, but we have the audience that we didn't have before when it started.
So we're just screwing up in front of everyone except for Bedford, who goes back and listens to all the old episodes. Twice.
I think Jay is still on like episode 19.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah, I think he gave up.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
Yeah. Shout outs to Jay for being a loyal Twitch viewer.
Fuck you, KK.
Still our stance. The hot drop official stance.
We're not
same
changing
stance.
That. Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
Let's get into it. No, fuck you, John.
Oh. What's up first?
Dan Trip.
Dan Trip, you had more developments, you said.
Oh, a couple more developments.
More developments.
Yeah.
Listen.
Is this recording? Is Cody
we-
trying to introduce a segment?
I think he might be.
No.
Can you roll the audio, Cody?
Rolling audio.
Be-do-do-do-doom. Boop, boop.
That's it? That's all you got?
Was that what that is?
Damn trip.
I got a little sidetracked because Tom posted a history of Magic by Bethelda Bagshot.
I saw that.
See that. Did
Join
you
the
know
Discord.
that a level 0 arcane magic spell is called a cantrip?
No.
It's just one letter off from Dan Trip.
Cantrip, Dan Trip.
I get it. It's silly.
Okay, so last time we heard you in your
Last time on Dan Trip.
you were drunk and in your bathroom.
With your trousers off.
With my guys, I'm in my bathroom.
A very deep V.
Very deep V, boys. A very deep V.
And then you went and did stuff.
And then I went and
we
did
want to
stuff.
know,
Yeah.
once you took the advice of myself and John, what you explored.
And got the F out of the shitty parts of Geneva and into the cool parts of Geneva.
You mean the red light district?
Oh, that's the great parts. Great parts.
Hey, Dad,
It was
you
weird.
don't have to
Oof.
go to red light.
That's not my element, fam. It's not my element. But yeah, no, we got out and did some hiking around in the Swiss Alps, which was cool. Took a little journey from Geneva over to, through France, through Italy. We tried to go to the Skywalk, or it's just a cable car that goes at the top of Mont Blanc, which is the highest peak there. Very, very cool views. If you guys look it up on YouTube, it's pretty crazy how high up you are and the views that you have. The problem was that we get there and it was closed because they were doing maintenance on the chairlift. So,
No.
total bummer. And so instead we decided to just walk around, go to a couple shops, got some real fancy cheese. Because I guess they're known for cheese there. I don't know. It's weird. So you go there and you're like driving along on the highway, and then you look right, and there's like a typical, what I would call a classic American strip mall. Like, your Bed Bath & Beyond, your Dick's Sporting Goods, your PetSmart.
They had those specific stores.
No, no. What I believe to be the Swiss equivalent of the classic American strip mall. Mm-hmm. And then there'll be like a little patch of grass, right? Like a little hill, like right between the road and the strip mall. And then on that little patch of grass will be like 50 cows. Like, no care in the world for how many cows they mash into this tiny little area. There's way too many cows for the amount of grass. It's pretty concerning, actually. But I guess that area is just known for cheese and, well, Swiss cheese, obviously, and steak, I guess, because like we ate a lot of steak when we were in Geneva. So it looks like there's a lot of cow farms around there.
Too?
Say again?
Does that have holes in it too?
I did not have any myself. I had a fine gorgonzola that she scooped up, and it was all sloppy and delicious. And I also had whatever the region is known for cheese, which wasn't Swiss. She was like, "This is the one everyone buys." Don't know the name of it. And we
And
bought it.
did
It
you
was
call her a
real
liar
sticky.
because there's one legitimately named after the place?
them? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
like going
real
to
sticky.
Parma and they're like, yeah, try the Gouda.
Try the Romano.
It's actually correct me if I'm wrong, you Netherlanders, but it's Gouda.
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 Again.
Gouda.
Hawk up a loogie in the middle of the word.
I don't think you need to hawk it. I think I just
Gouda.
added that little extra because of mucus.
Well, because you're
of
gross.
mucus.
Because I'm a human.
And then we took a little walk up the mountain. And we walked, so I'm fairly positive, about 99.99% sure that we were not supposed to be hiking where we were. Because we came across this gate, it was closed, and it had a sign that we believe, based on the writing and also the picturography,
And the man telling us not to be there.
and the circle with the X through it, it was very much avalanche season, and it just had avalanches because we started walking in the path and there were trees ripped up. There were rocks everywhere that you should not
wow.
expect rocks to be. And we were the only ones in the entire park. Like, no one else there. And so we didn't see a single soul in like 4 hours of hiking.
That's
So-
kind of cool, though.
Very cool. So we walked around and got some crazy good pictures, a lot of which I posted in the Discord for you guys to look at, and got some videos as well, and went to a cool waterfall. There's like a nice bridge that you could get on top of and look down on the waterfall beneath you. Very cool stuff. So it was finally like getting out of the city where everything was super expensive and kind of dingy out into nature, which is where the area is, what the area is really known for. So that was cool. Walked around, got some beers at a bar, more like a restaurant. And so we sit down and we order beers. We go outside, and then the woman comes out with the beers, and then she goes back in, and we're like, "All right, I'm having a beer." I'm thinking like, I could go for like chips or something, right? And before I order anything off the menu, she starts coming out with bar food after bar food. It was Lay's chips, it was Cheetos, it was pretzels, it was these little corn pop things, it was peanuts, it was like literally everything. I counted, we had 6 different cups of different bar foods, and then she brings out a pizza.
What?
Like, what is going on? Because I'm thinking we're gonna get like destroyed with a bill here, that she's just like adding stuff onto our bill, but it was all complimentary. Like, they know how to live out there. 1 beer and like all the snacks you want. It was fantastic.
And a pizza.
And a
What the
pizza.
fuck?
Yeah. It was like it was sort of like pizza bites. So the crust was only like, an inch thick or so, and it had sauce on it and kind of like Parmesan cheese rather than like mozzarella. It was really good. Awesome. Warm, crispy, flaky, delicious. I had a really good time. Really good time. Finally got out of the city. Like I said, it was the best to leave that behind and get out. And so that was the Thursday I was there. And so Friday, the next day, we just went out to dinner, got some cocktails, saw the sights a little more, got into the nicer areas of Geneva, and then kind of just went to bed early. No, nothing to report on Friday. And then Saturday I went home. So it was a good time.
How was the trip back?
Trip back was long, but I played my Switch the entire time on the flight, 6 or 7 hours straight. Never put it down. So the Zelda games really got me hooked. It was so much fun. Trip home, it was no problems with flights. I stopped in London for a quick layover, got a beer.
But didn't visit any of the UKers.
Any of the UKs. No, I only had like an hour or so. I texted everyone on the Discord. I shout out to everyone that I knew in the UK. No one was
and
available.
asked if they were in the Heathrow terminal that you were in.
Specifically at the Pilot's Bar at the Heathrow terminal. No one was there. It's amazing.
Didn't Jamie know exactly where it was?
He did.
He called it, yeah.
He did. Kind of weird, actually, but I like that.
Yeah, he's been identifying terminals all over the place.
Charlie posts a picture like, "Hey guys, just leaving the country" or whatever, and then Jamie will be like, "Ah, yes, Heathrow, Terminal 2." I know it.
Yeah.
So overall rating of Switzerland.
So I feel like I didn't get the full experience because I did a little more reading online, and apparently, was it Zurich? Zurich?
Zurich?
What is it? Zurich? How do you pronounce that? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not from around here. That city is rated one of the best overall for quality of life, which I just learned today, actually. So I feel like I didn't get the full Switzerland experience. It felt like I was just in France the entire time.
I think that's more for citizens, though, right, than just like visitors. Like I don't know
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
would really
Must
be
be.
able to judge quality of life if you just go. Like it'll probably be nice, but
Yeah.
yeah. But
No,
still,
it's
being
like
in France
that's
isn't
why
bad.
it's so good for the citizens. It's like really shitty for the tourists.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it keeps them out.
You
yeah.
show up and they make you do stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. So it was good. I mean, overall rating, I would say, no, I'm a 5 scale guy. I don't use the 10 scale. I think the 5 scale is much more specific, accurate.
It's like Celsius.
And yeah, it's no unnecessary numbers. So on a scale of 5, I would give it a 3.5 at the max. 3.25, call it.
What
But-
countries have you visited outside the U.S.? Italy.
Just Italy and Switzerland.
Okay, so Italy
Layovers
above.
don't count, right? Italy way above. Way above.
If you, I say if you leave the airport and spend like a good, like eat a meal outside of the airport, I think that counts as visiting at least.
Okay, yeah, no, still same number. I've only done a couple quick trips. So, yeah, it was fun. I liked it. Once we got over to Italy, I got these warm feelings again. Like, we went into this focacceria, which we thought was a pizzeria, but it was a focacceria, and got some lunch. And the woman behind the counter was speaking Italian, obviously, because we're in Italy. And it was just like, feelings of being back on my honeymoon and like everyone being super nice and way more friendly than the people in Geneva. And just hearing them speak Italian was just really nice again to hear. So I like Italy a lot. The food there's no better food on the earth, and as far as I'm concerned. I'll fight you.
My wife loved making fun of how much I tried to speak very bad Italian to like even people who would speak English. Not usually, but like if I walk up to a counter, I would,
There you
know, yeah, I would try and at least give it a shot
Yeah.
to order, especially like at a bakery or whatever.
Mm-hmm. The best part
Man,
about
it
Italian
never
menus
go
is
well.
you know what it is. Like, you don't have to have the English menu. Like, you know what
Right.
you're ordering anyway, which is cool.
Well,
But in France, I have no idea what French food is, really. So, and that's just
Yeah.
not me because I grew up eating Italian food. But
Yeah,
it's nice to look at the menu and know exactly what you want.
I don't know the entrees in Italian. Like I always had to look that up. Like you can tell the meat because
Yeah,
that's
right.
always obvious. But
And, like, maybe a vegetable or two. But, yeah.
yeah.
But, like, when you get to herbs and, like, the way it's prepared, no idea.
Yeah.
But it was a
Nice.
good time. 3.5. 3.25.
3.5. That sounds like a good trip. Good
Yeah.
little trip.
It was. I enjoyed myself. It was cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sick, dude.
Very sick. We're going to the jump date, everybody.
Beep,
Tell
beep.
us.
So,
Mobile Cody. Beep, beep.
as we all remember, last week I was in a deep depression. I went and test drove my dream vehicle, and that crashed down and burned real hard. And so, of course, I started to obsess over it.
Never
And then-
drive your dream vehicle unless you're willing and able to spend the money.
Yes,
It's like going
turns
to the
out
pound and
Right.
seeing dogs and not taking one home. It doesn't work.
That's
Ask
true.
the price
Yeah.
first.
So, they got the sport models in. So what I test drove was the Rubicon, which is the highest end model.
Naturally, trying to get you
Yeah.
into big guns.
Obviously, they got the sport models, which are like a lot less. And so I went after work, whatever day it was, and said it was like Thursday, right? Yeah, it was Thursday. And I said, I need to know what my lease options are because I thought about it for a while and like I don't need to own the vehicle because I just needed a truck and needed something that I could fit my children and dog in. And he's like, oh yeah, we have lease options. It'll be way more affordable. Why didn't you ask before? And I said, Douglas, his name's Doug. Douglas,
Naturally.
do not sass me.
I
This
hope
is
you
not
actually
the
said that.
time. This is not the place. This is my dream car. Do not sass me. And so we went through, and it turns out that it was way, way, way less than half of what he told me it was going to cost to
Oh my
lease the other
God.
vehicle or to buy the other vehicle. So I
That's
said,
amazing.
well, let me talk to my wife about it. And then I test drove it home. And I walked in the house and she goes, why did you stop there? And I said, you want to go for a ride? And she said, what? And I said, get the kids. We're going to get in this car. We're going to go for a ride. And then we drove up and around. So I live in the middle of nowhere. So we went way up into the outskirts of nowhere. Okay. And then by the time we were done, she said, just go down and lease the thing. And so I went down and I said, I'm doing it. Drop the paperwork. I will be back tomorrow. Wow. And so now I am the proud leasee of a 2020 Jeep Gladiator Sport S with all of the fun things. And my life is complete. I love it so much. It's amazing.
What happens at the end of the lease, though? Do you buy or do you give it back?
I can buy it, or I could lease another new one or buy a different one. It doesn't matter. So the interesting thing about leases, and I don't know how popular leasing is in any place but America, but essentially I don't own the vehicle. I rent the vehicle, but I can use it for whatever I want to. Like, it's covered under bumper-to-bumper warranty for the next 3 years, as long as I don't go over 10,000 miles a year, which isn't really a big deal.
Yeah, not where you are.
Yeah, not where I am. Like, I have an 11-mile commute to work every day, and my wife and I work at the same place, so I don't have to drive a different car every day if I don't want to. And it's got what does it have? It's got like Apple CarPlay, which is like the coolest thing ever. So none of my cars ever have had even air conditioning. So like, wow.
Living in the
this
past.
This to me is like, holy shit, this is the greatest thing ever. So I just like plug my phone into the thing, and then my screen pops up on the car screen, and it tells me like
windshield.
It's like the radio. The radio is a 7-inch screen.
Sorry, I got into the future somehow. I don't know how that happened.
Gotta reel it back in.
I was taking Aiden to the hospital today for his infusions. He's got to get monthly infusions. And I just kept going, the future is now.
I wish Nikki was there to record it.
I know.
She was on the phone because she called us, and I answered it. And Aiden was like, what is happening? I've never seen anything like this. This is insane.
Oh, my God.
So he started going, the future is now. It was crazy. It's so spacious. It's got like really nice looking tan seats on the inside, and it's got freedom panels. So it's a 3-piece hardtop, right? And above the passenger and the driver seats, there are just these two, like, I don't know, 5-pound panels that you just turn some levers and you pop it off, and then it's convertible.
Whoa. How much nicer is that than your 94 or 92 Jeep or whatever you had?
Yeah. So
sucked.
I had the 92 Jeep, and then I had the 03 Jeep, and now I have a 2020 Jeep, and it's like blowing my mind. I've never had anything this nice in the entire world. That's amazing. I love my house, but like my house was built in 1963. So like this is a brand new piece of thing that a month ago was just parts in a factory.
That's crazy.
And now it is an assembled
that blows my mind.
Piece of amazing technology. And I love it so much.
So thank you, Hot Droppers, for all your donations. We're clearly putting them to good use here. Cody has got his dream car. I want to put that in the Patreon.
Wait, those are like classic YouTube videos. It's like showing off my new ride.
Yeah, you got to do it. You have to do it.
I want to really bad.
Pimp my ride thing.
I'll do a Pimp My Ride, yeah.
Yes.
So the only thing that it did not come with that I wanted it to come with is there's no bed liner in it. So it's just an open metal bed, which I'll just pay the couple $100 eventually once I'm not poor. To get a bed liner in, and then it's like easily 6 inches taller than my old car. So like I'm like 5'11", right? So I have to like yank myself up into this thing, which obviously my kids are not even 5 feet tall. Have to get up.
You gotta
like
throw
that.
them inside. You gotta pick them up. And
I gotta get side steps so that it's easier to get into, but it feels so good. I'm sitting up super high, and all of my cars before this, like the suspensions suck.
Right.
So you like hit anything, you're like wobbling side to side. This is so smooth. I don't even know how to handle it. Like, it's crazy to me.
Oh my God, I love it.
It's got heated seats, heated steering wheel.
Oh, come on.
Ooh.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Wow.
Aiden was like shivering on the way, and I just hit the seat button. I was like, "How's that feel?" And he just goes, "This is awesome.
The future is now. Maybe that's the title of our episode.
The future is now."
You know what would be great is heated computer chair seats.
Yes.
I feel like my butt would just be all like sweaty and gross.
Oh, you got to have the ventilated seat as well, heated and ventilated.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I run a little hot as it is, so like I don't know if I'll ever really need heated seats. The heated steering wheel, though.
That's nice for those winter days. No gloves.
I just grabbed my mouse and tried to imagine it. Like, oh yeah, this is nice. Okay, I can get on board with this. But I truly love it. We decided that. So when I bought it, I was like worried that 10,000 miles was going to be not enough. And then I remembered that I had my Jeep for almost 3.5 years, and I only put on like 7,500 every year.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, this is actually not that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, you live near work.
trips.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take it with us.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was like, this will be fun. This will just be really cool. It's more spacious. Obviously, there's more utility to it because you can, drive around on different terrain.
Yeah. Can you take it off-roading as a lease? I mean, I guess
Yeah.
you can, but
Yep.
it's up to you if something breaks, right?
It is fully covered. So the only thing that I am responsible for over the course of my lease is like tires, brakes, things that are like wearable doesn't sound right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like things
yeah,
that deteriorate over time.
Mhm.
So everything else is covered either through the warranty, or obviously some things would have to be my insurance, but
Okay.
God forbid.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
But
incredible.
I will be posting more pictures, some adventures. I don't see, like, right now I only have my phone, so like we'll see what I get on the car ride because I don't have anything to like hold the phone when we're driving or do any cool like GoPro stuff. But that'll be coming eventually.
Nice. Yeah, you got to get some sweet angles, some fisheye lens, definitely. Got to put the camera like right at the tire and look up.
Yep,
Yeah, I think that's how you got to do it. Yeah.
Obvi.
Obvi.
Very excited. Very cool.
So cool. So freaking cool. Awesome. And so
That's the
it's-
jump date.
How many years do you have it for?
3.
3 years. Nice.
Yep. And then the residual value of it is like 76%.
Okay.
So it'll depreciate 24% over time. But I'm essentially paying that 26%, or yeah. What am I talking about? Yeah. I'm paying that essentially.
I trust your
A
math.
little more actually. It works out that like over the course of that 3 years I'll pay like $2,300 more than what the car has depreciated in value.
Okay.
But that's not bad considering that I don't have to worry about covering anything on it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about like putting equity into it because it's just a rental.
Right.
So in order to own it over the course of a 5-year period, I would be paying more than twice as much as I pay monthly, and it depreciates over that course, right? So I would pay it off after 5 years, but then at that 5 years, it's only worth 50% of what it was. When over the course of those 3 years, it's still at 76% of what it was, and I don't have to keep it.
Right. You can just give it back, trade it in for the newer
Just
model.
give it back and
Yeah.
pay the same exact amount.
Get the
for a brand new one.
2023.
Right.
That's crazy. Road trip?
Road trip.
As long as it's not more than a couple hundred miles, because we have to keep you under your allotted budget. Think we
I
can make it
figured
work,
it's
right?
like we're gonna drive it the way we want to for the first 6 months and then assess it out.
Yeah.
Because it's not 10 a year, it's 30 overall.
Oh, I see. Got it.
So over the course of 3 years, I have 30,000. So if I'm like, well, if I keep it up at this rate, I'll be at 30,000 miles in 2 years. I'll just like slow down. We'll carpool together in her car for most of summer anyway.
That would suck to not be able to use it. But
It's not that you
I know.
don't use it. You just use it like
You use it smarter,
Smarter, yeah,
instead of
yeah.
just being like, oh, it's the cool one, I'll take it. You go like, well, we'll reserve this for the trips or when you
Yeah.
need to go to Lowe's or whatever.
nice.
what's the next thing you need from Lowe's?
Oh, I actually have to buy a bunch of lumber. because
So
I have
cool.
to finish my woodshed. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, whatever happened
know-
to your window that you broke? Did you fix it or just
I'm
tape it?
ignoring it. I'm ignoring
Nice.
it.
It'll go
That's a
away
good
by
call.
itself if you
Yeah.
ignore it.
No, I
It'll
mean,
grow back.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm ignoring it.
They do have self-healing glass. I'm pretty sure that's a thing in the world.
I put the screen up, and because we don't have to turn the heat on anymore, it's not my biggest concern. But it will be fixed shortly after the middle of
Some
June.
plastic wrap over it. Whatever.
Duct tape.
Yeah, duct tape, plastic.
Yeah.
I was watching Bedford videos of. Did you all watch his audition video?
Yeah, that was cool.
That was so cool, and it really made me want to have like a smaller, at least, home project that I could work on. Because oh man, just seeing a thing come out of nowhere was super neat.
Let me tell you about home projects here.
That's why I want a smaller one.
Yeah, I actually truly love owning a house. But it's super overwhelming when you get behind a couple of projects.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean my goal would be like take on one and then not pick up any. And especially because I absolutely have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I don't know how Jammy does it. If you look at Jammy's stuff, like he seems to like go out there in 8 hours and create some sort of masterpiece, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
He hired somebody for the newest one, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
The wall.
The curved wall.
Oh yeah, the retaining wall.
Yeah.
Like I have all this stuff that I want, but there are also things that really need to be done. Like when the electric company cut down my trees in February, the wood they left behind, because I couldn't move it for so long, just killed my grass in 3 different spots. So I just have these dead patches. And so I have like a rake and a reseeder, but I haven't had enough time because the weather hasn't even cleared up yet to rake out my lawn and reseed everything. So now we're in like the throes of spring here, and my lawn looks like shit. I don't have any trees in my front yard. And like, it just makes me sad to pull in when I have a really nice looking house otherwise. And then like I moved all the wood, but I couldn't stack all the wood because I didn't have a big enough spot. So now I moved the wood to a different, less vital part of my property, but that's killing that grass now.
Gotta get some pallets or something.
The kid that dropped off the wood in the fall dug up my backyard, and he still hasn't come back and fix it. The guy who was supposed to take the stumps out from the electric company just came by last week. So like my house just looks like I don't care, but I'm out there all the time trying to make it look better.
These are problems I wish I had. I really want a house.
Well, that's the thing. I also think like, well, I could not have my house, and then that would suck.
Yeah. You got to recruit the kids.
Yes, there you go.
I feel bad because I made them stack the majority of that wood.
Bad.
And then it fell down, and like the defeat on their faces.
Well, they're just crappy wood stackers. It's not your
Well,
fault.
that's kind of what I said because I was mad at the time. I was like, well, I'm not gonna make you stack it now, but sucks to suck. Like,
Get good, kids.
Get sucked on.
Get good. This is why I told you to stack it like a puzzle and not just trying to get it done.
Stacked so much wood. in my
But
day.
even stuff inside,
I've chopped a lot of wood.
stuff inside doesn't seem to get done the way you need it to get done. Because like if I'm at work, say like 9 to 10 hours a day, by the time I get home, I don't have enough time to start and finish certain projects. And Nikki gets on me all the time about not finishing things. Like I will finish the project, right? But I won't clear. I will do this thing, and then I will misplace my tools because I don't put them back, or the insulation that I pulled will like sit in a nice neat pile because I said I needed to take care of that, and it sits there. So now we have the window, and I have to fix a pipe in the bathroom, and I have to replace a vent, and like those things are piling up now, and I'm like, well, I'll take care of that later. Yeah, don't know when.
Makes you need to replace a vent.
So when they built the house, they had open vents between the floors for the heating. And when I built my office, I pulled those vents out to see if I could run my cable through it. And it turns out that was a horrible idea. And then now
I think we told you to do that.
We might have, yeah.
And now both of those vents are just sitting down in the hallway because putting them back would probably take me like 2.5 hours to get them so that they were back the way they were.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Just leave them. No one's looking.
Well, Nikki walks by them and she's like, "You're going to take care of that. You know that, right?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, eventually. It's just we'll get there. We'll get there." And then so my office used to be my closet as well. So where my desk is now was a closet. And I moved my closet downstairs to the basement. But at the same time, we taught the kids how to fold laundry. So that's like one of their daily things when they get home from school is to fold the laundry.
Do you have daily laundry?
Well, I don't have daily laundry. Bronte and Aiden do because they change their clothes like 3 times and they think if they put the clothes on, they are dirty.
Oh, boy.
I see.
And so this is sort of I'm not the one folding them and our water's free. So have at it. Like you're the one folding it. And so they're really bad at folding for one because they're 11 and 12.
Marie Kondo. Yeah.
And because my closet is down there,
don't have the best motor skills yet.
Yes. Can't get into Jeeps.
But
can't stack wood. Can't
that's
fold
why I'm
clothes.
like, I can't like get mad that it's shittily folded, you know?
Yeah.
So, but what I can get mad at is they like refuse to put the clothes away in the right place. So Aiden will like take these poorly folded shirts and like see a shirt that like fell off the hanger is on the ground and goes, "That's where clothes go," and like puts it on top of the shirt that's on the ground. And so when I get up in the morning and I'm trying to get going, I take one of those shirts and don't think, just put the clothes away now. And then I talk to Aiden and I say, "You can't put the clothes on the ground. That's not where they go. They all have spaces." And then he'll go, "Okay." And the next time he will just put them back in that same exact spot. So now I have like 2 weeks worth of clothes in a spot where clothes don't go.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's all over the house, right? But he also doesn't check to see whose clothes that he's folding or putting in a pile. So it's essentially I'm at his will. Like I'll like be like searching for a pair of underwear and I'll pull out like a pair of Brontes. And I'm like, what the how is this possible? They're like, I'll go to put a pair of pants on and they're his pants. And like, Aiden, you don't know that these aren't yours? Everything's like inside out. It's a nightmare. But also, I'm not the one folding it. So like I can't get like that mad.
There you go. Yeah.
You know?
Win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
I didn't super like the Netflix show about magical tidying up or whatever.
Yeah, same.
But the folding techniques in there are crucial for space saving, packing, all that stuff. Highly recommend passing those down.
Yep, I do in my drawers. And packing.
Packing for sure.
The trip. I use the condo method.
I am amazing at packing. My wife is an overpacker.
So is mine.
I'm an overpacker.
I can't get on board, man. I know exactly what I'm going to wear, how I'm going to wear it. It's down to a science, but I spent most of my teenage and early 20s staying at other people's places.
Truth.
So I learned how to pack.
Confirm.
And so I would go and visit Dan at his apartment for like 4 days at a time. So I knew what I would need to bring with me for an exact 4-day stay. Or my wife likes to live in hotel rooms.
Oh,
so we'll get
those
there.
people that takes the clothes out and puts it in the drawers.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's horrible. She cannot get comfortable in a hotel room until she shows up, unpacks her entire suitcase, puts it into drawers, hangs things in the closet, sets up the bathroom the way that she likes it, like toiletries and all. It drives me nuts.
Boy.
I love her to death.
That's so much extra work. Because then you have to take
She loves
it all away.
She loves it. It really doesn't affect me in any way, but it just seems weird.
That's just bonus.
She puts up with me doing my weird shit too, so.
Well, there you go. Again, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, can't win them all, as Kyle says.
Yeah, unless you're Kyle. Future is now.
Also, so this is a funny story. So the last couple of we have an actual a cool timer / thermostat on our hot water heater that the old owners kind of implemented.
So it like turns off the hot water after a certain amount of time?
Yes, and it heats it to the perfect temperature. I'm telling you, our water is like the perfect amount of hot.
Okay.
No matter what, you can wash your hands in it, and like it's just at that crux of like, oh, I can keep my hand in here, but if it were any hotter, I'd have to pull out because it's too hot.
Okay.
And I'm the last one to shower in the morning. Bronte gets up the earliest, and Aiden is supposed to get in the shower at 6:30 in the morning. And then I generally get in at 7 when Nikki is like done and out and Aiden is done and out. But over the course of the last 2 weeks, I have been getting like cold water in the morning. And we don't have a small hot water tank. So I'm like, man, something must be messed up. I can't figure out what's going on.
The fact that it's only happening now.
Yeah.
Strange.
So I was trying to figure out who was like using all the hot water or running the dishwasher at the wrong time, something. So I'm in bed still 2 days ago. And I'm woken up by Nikki going, Jesus fucking Christ, I can't even take a shower right now. And like, it's me and her upstairs. The kids are downstairs. And so I like open the bathroom door. I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, it's like a trickle in here. I have no idea what's going on. And so I'm like, well, it's got to be Aiden, like got up late and he's in the shower. So I go downstairs and I knock on the bathroom door. I go, Aiden, are you in the shower? And he goes, yeah. And I say, you need to get out right now. Your mother needs to shower. And then he puts a towel on. He comes out and his hair is dry. And I was like, how late did you get up this morning, man? Like, this is crazy. And he goes, I didn't get up late. And I'm like, it's 7:02. What have you been doing? He goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just showering. And I go, you're telling me you got up at 6:30 in the morning and you are still in the shower? And he goes, well, yeah. And I go, your hair is dry. And he goes, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, he just not registering. None of this is registering. He has been taking 30-minute showers for the last 2 weeks.
What?
Without getting his hair wet because he just likes to stand there.
I mean, he's my spirit animal because that's what I like too. So
the thing that got me the most is like
Stand
he gave
there.
zero shits. It did not even register to him that this was an issue. And I go, there are 4 people in this house that need to get ready within an hour and 15 minutes. Do you really want me coming down here and teaching you how to shower at 12 years old? And he goes, well, no, I don't. And I said, then you get in that shower and you get out in less than 10 minutes every day because I am not coming down here to do this again.
Oh my God. Does he eventually wash his hair at like what, the 40-minute mark?
So as it turned out, he is like a phobia of putting his head under the water because he constantly thinks he's going to get soap in his eyes.
Oh boy.
So, yeah. So like we worked the problem out, but it was just we assumed he would remember how he was taught to shower. Because when I don't know, when he was like 10 is when I taught him how to shower instead of just take baths. But he's also autistic, so it's hard to get things to stick sometimes.
Right.
And so like sometimes it just takes a very forward and direct conversation for him to be like, oh, well, why didn't you say so?
Right.
And so I was like, you need to be able to just wash your hair in one direction, and then the soap never goes in your eyes.
Right.
Like you tilt your head back and the soap will never run into your eyes. And so like he had just been paranoid about it for a year and a half. And that was like, oh, well, essentially this is on you, Dad, for not saying that exactly.
Totally your fault. I agree. I'm with him there. I'm on team.
I mean, I'm on Team Aiden too. That's the beauty of like having kids, especially a kid with autism, because he's so direct with things and so literal that you have to watch what you're saying sometimes. And he doesn't pick up sarcasm at all. And so like when I think I am being clear, I am not saying at all the thing that needs to be said. And so he would prefer the very direct and what might seem cold response, but that's only because that's what works. That's what he gets.
Right.
And so when you have to point out things to him like that, he doesn't like take offense to it. He just goes like, all right. But then he'll put the onus right back on you, like, well, I mean, you should have known better. Like, he gets it. He's starting to understand like Asperger's and all that. Mm-hmm. So he's like, well, I mean, remember when you told me this? And like, that's kind of what just happened there. And I'm like, well, all right.
Like,
moving on.
He gets how he operates. Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely starting to, which is a huge step, because he, like, I don't know. It was forever ago when he kind of like it's weird. So like, I'm almost 30, right? And I had to like teach a kid how to stand up and pee, which is just like a thing you don't think about at any point in your young adult life, that you're going to have to teach another human being how to pee. Mm-hmm. And so like when you're having these conversations, and you're having these conversations with somebody that you can't beat around the bush with, it comes off a little different.
Right.
Well, why are you going in the stall over there? Well, I have to go to the bathroom. This is what our toilet looks like at home. I'm like, well, this is a place where you can go to the bathroom. And he's like, well, why is that a place I can go to the bathroom, but I can't do that here? And I'm like, all right, well, it is literally the best thing about being a guy. You can stand up, whip it out, and pee wherever you want, as long as nobody's looking. Okay, that makes sense. So you kind of just have to like work through the weird conversations. When I was a kid, it was, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. Just go over there. Cool.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Conversation over.
Yeah.
So
lots of implied stuff.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah. That's crazy. Just like never thinking about it from that perspective.
We have this weird hot water issue. Yeah. It's not, we used to be able to like take a bath, and now we can't fill the tub like with hot water. I know I'm kind of switching topics, but
in your hotel shower that you have?
Yeah, exactly. The one that looks exactly like
Okay, what is up with that? Can we get a reading on that? What is the deal with UK showers and just showers in Europe in general?
I think it's more of like a modern look. It's
like a
I don't know.
Glass wall. It doesn't go all the way across, and if you try to shower, you just sprays all over the bathroom. I don't understand that.
No, it doesn't.
Well, good for me. I suck at showering.
No, you were drunk. Yeah. No, so like you had the shower when we looked at it. You said, "Oh, they put it down like this."
Oh, well, yeah.
Because you had it pointed at the back wall.
The other place we stayed at in Italy, though, spraying all over the place with no adjustment.
Well, that's just incorrect.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But like ours, you tilt it down, and then all of the water spray happens on that half of the wall. So yeah, I don't know. It is kind of weird. It's nice because it works better with a bathtub, I think, than just having a glass wall. It seems kind of weird to have a full glass wall with a bathtub, I think, is why they don't do it.
I see.
But I don't know. Yeah, this is the first time I've seen it.
I'm okay with curtains. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, curtains are fine. I'm not a... Yeah. It's
not a shower
whatever.
snob.
No. But yeah, our hot water heater, like, there's like so we have it on a timer, so it kicks in like in the mornings and the evenings, because that's when we take showers. Like, I take them in the morning and we take them in the evening before we go to bed or whatever. If you take a 20-minute shower, the hot water is gone.
That sucks.
That really sucks. Do you just have a tiny hot water tank?
Yes, I think. I can't really tell. I feel like it's just pretty conservative about the hot water use, I guess.
Well, how long do you guys shower for? Like, I'm a fast showerer.
I shower quickly, but like I said, if you're at 20 minutes in the shower using the hot water, it's out.
I don't think I've ever taken a 20-minute shower in my life.
No, but if you stack 3 people in a apartment, then you'll hit 20 minutes pretty quickly.
Stack 3 people in a shower.
Crowded shower.
No, but if you have 3 people in an apartment trying to shower, you'll hit 20 minutes really quickly.
That's true.
Well, I'll buy it.
Yeah, so so there's a boost button on the hot water heater, and we've just been like basically spamming that anytime we use the hot water. it'll also not refill fast enough. Like if we use the dishwasher and then try and take a shower after it, like during the time piece, like we have to hit boost before we shower. Otherwise it won't heat up enough. Really even if it's like a few hours into the time. It's really weird.
We got on a schedule pretty fast when we got this house of we only run the dishwasher before we go to bed.
Yeah.
Before we go to bed or before we go to work.
Yeah.
So that we can utilize hot water when we need it.
Yeah.
Seems to work out pretty well. And
that's basically what we have to do too.
That timer downstairs works like so well. It's awesome. That's awesome. The greatest.
But the frustrating part about this is like, I love baths. I really want to take a bath, but the tub is huge and it only fills up maybe like a third of the way, and then it would run out of hot water. Yeah,
that would suck because you want to be able to keep turning the hot water on once you're in the bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to add a little bit more with your toe.
Yeah, exactly.
Because once you're comfy, you can't adjust.
No time for that.
No.
Too busy being comfy.
Too busy eating avocado toast, taking baths with lavender oils.
Yeah.
That was
next thing. I'll be selling them on Facebook. Yeah. Fuck.
Oh gosh. Okay, so my mom's kind of into that.
Damn it. Well, no, I'm an asshole.
No. You're not an asshole. She's a little crazy. It's just funny that you pegged the family well.
John's eating avocado toast. Mom's selling essential oils.
I've actually never had avocado toast, but
neither have I.
Oh, you're missing out. It's delicious.
Is it though?
It is. It's great.
Like 7-grain bread.
Yeah, with a little everything but the bagel on it.
Here's what's delicious: a ham, egg, and cheese bagel.
Yes.
Okay, when it comes to breakfast foods, in order of like the meat, it has to be bacon in my opinion, and then sausage, and then just like ham. In that order. Like ham is at the bottom. I will eat it if it's there, but I don't really want it on my breakfast sandwich.
Sometimes I don't really want bacon. I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I do. Want
Well, I don't know how I feel about that, and you guys can go to hell. And I'm done with this podcast. Fuck you.
Sausages are top for me. Bacon is good on a sandwich. I prefer ham over bacon. Usually, I think I fry that ham in the pan a little bit, and it just makes it goldeny and delicious. I love it.
No matter what, though, breakfast burritos take the cake, and you can put whatever you want in that breakfast burrito, and I'll eat it.
Breakfast burritos are delicious. However, I like making my ham, egg, and cheese bagels, and I think that's like top of the list.
The DIY.
Making breakfast is probably the most satisfying meal to cook.
Yeah.
No matter what. Because like eggs you need to be able to pay attention to the eggs and how you're cooking them. But like it's the assembly of like this perfect thing that gets you going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's quadfecta.
Yeah. Today
Depends on how hungry you are.
Today I just had like white bread and an egg sandwich, and it was magical because what I did is I took I buttered the pan, but then I was like, I need this to be a little bit more mobile. What am I going to do? So I put Cholula in the pan, and I cooked the eggs on top of the Cholula. It baked into the eggs as I was cooking them. And then I took like the heel of the loaf of bread and I like enclosed the sandwich.
Wow.
It was amazing.
No one's ever on this earth thought to do that. I think you're the first one.
It was fantastic.
That method.
The heel of the bread is the best part of the bread, and my kids don't eat it, so I'm like, great. Like essentially all of my sandwiches are just bread heels, and I love it. I love it so much. There are things in this life that being a father has made me appreciate so much more, and the heel of the bread is one of them. Also, I always get a chicken nugget. I don't have to order chicken nuggets anymore. I will always get one.
Do you use the dad tax?
The dad tax.
Oh.
Yeah, that's some classic dads.
My father did it with me, and now I have done it with my children, and they know it's coming now, so they just give it to me.
Yeah.
Wow,
and at first they were like, training. What is this? And I said, this is training for the federal government, son.
Yeah.
Like 30%.
33% of your chicken nuggets. Unless you're in England, it's like, what, 70%?
I think it's all of it.
It's
all of
amazing.
it, yeah.
So like I just get a handful of fries and a nugget, and then I like don't have to get fast food anymore because like it just satiates that little bit, you know?
Yeah,
So I'm
you
like,
don't have
cool.
to order
I got 2 nuggets and like 10 fries. Like I'm golden. I don't need anything else.
I can't not get Wendy's without getting nuggets. I just can't.
Are you
See,
serious?
I can't get on board with
Even if
Wendy's
I get a chicken
nuggets,
sandwich. Oh, Wendy's
Nah.
nuggets are great.
Man. Nah.
Wendy's
Honestly, when it comes to
good. I like
nuggets,
the Wendy's
it's like,
burger.
It's like
Me too.
McDonald's or bust. Yeah, Wendy's burgers are delicious.
Burgers are great. Yeah. BK sucks. Not
I,
does the show. Wendy's does the show. BK in the toilet.
I got a Sonic beverage today on my way out of Rochester.
My
I've never
dad
done
loves
Sonic.
those because the ice.
Oh my god, the ice! I was just about to,
crushed
like
ice.
so
Yeah.
a cranberry limeade is like my like guilty pleasure drink, but now they have them in diet, so I don't have to have all the sugar. And so I got like the biggest one they had for the ride home, and it's so good.
Oh, man.
The ice is just it's like pebbles. It's like
Yeah.
pebble
Yeah.
ice.
That's my favorite thing. That
That-
or, like
so you can-
very big cubes. Perfectly cubed cubes that are clear, that like almost
Mm-hmm.
a cube.
You almost said that in the
Oh, it cut out.
big
Said what?
cubes.
Oh, and my
You almost-
my accent.
Yeah.
The biggest
The
cubes.
biggest cubes, I tell you, boys, I tell you. You get the ice, you put it in the cup. If it's a pebble, it's delicious. If it's a cube, oh, fantastic.
So, tip for you, Cody. My dad actually buys the bags of Sonic Ice. They'll sell it to you.
What?
Yeah.
Sonic
Shit.
ice.
Yeah.
See, they
So
know. They know.
he goes, he'll buy a bag of the ice and then take it home with him and then use it in his sodas at home.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. I love that. Any ice that you can easily chew is good ice.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but-
can't.
yeah.
My teeth are too sensitive. I cannot chew ice.
Even
I
the
can't
Sonic
chew-
Ice?
I can't chew ice cream. I can't chew ice. I have to suck on it.
Put your
My
retainer
teeth
in
found
and then
this
chew.
ice.
My
Worth it.
teeth are so sensitive to cold. I can't stand it. Like even sometimes if I eat like a little fucking gherkin, it like hurts my teeth.
A little fucking gherkin.
Wait, I'm Googling
Some
gherkin.
fucking
Hang
some
on.
Dave, what's the name
goddamn
of the episode?
cornichons. Some goddamn cornichons.
Okay, I know what a cornichon is.
Cornichons.
A pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini?
Pepperoncini.
She loves the she gets Chinese brand, but they're pickled chilies, and we ate them on chicken breast today, and
spicy,
it was
spicy
so delicious. We were both just like kept going back to the tub, put them on our dinner.
Guys, I gotta say, I was worried when I tried to cook that brisket the other day. It was my first smoke of the season. I was like, I was
It looked
so
good.
worried.
Put it
It
in the
was
air.
the best brisket I have ever made.
Why were you worried?
Because when you start grilling and smoking in the spring, like I feel like I always have to find my groove again. Because
Yeah.
like I like to think I'm a good grill man, grill
Grill
man.
master.
Grill master,
I wouldn't say a grill. I'm like a grill,
Grill
novice.
mistress.
a grill journeyman.
Yeah, like I'm exploring different types. But I used the grade A maple syrup as like
yes.
a binder for this rub that I had. And I just like, I was about to rub it and I went, you know what? I think I'm going to do it. And I put maple syrup all over it. And then I put my rub on.
That's sticky, icky. Ooh,
And I did not cut the fat cap as low as I usually do. So it was like a little over 1/4 of an inch of fat. It like emulsified and it was
Wow.
just so good. It was so good.
I gotta tell you, it's great being here, back in the States, back with my wife again, but most of all, back in a maple producing region. It's just fantastic. You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Maple syrup from your own estate.
That's right. That's right.
We gotta sell that. Honestly, we gotta
think
get
so.
Hot Drop branded. Sorry.
Yep.
Hot drop syrup.
Yep. I think we can make it happen.
I feel like people would buy that.
I would.
For
I'd
sure.
buy it for myself.
I'd get some. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Put waiting list
so
on there.
I was thinking that now that we're into season 4, what would be good is to kind of get some feedback from other people about what segments to have. But I
That sounds
think
like a good closer to the episode.
It
yeah,
does,
sure. I was thinking if I could have like dad talk, like because we have a lot of listeners who are dads, so we can like, hey, like in show feedback or whatever, you guys like tell us about your experiences with your kids, so that I can give you my take on the exact same situations. Because I feel like my family is very quirky, very funny.
This could be dad advice with Cody.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like what was that newspaper column? Like Dear
Abby. It's like Dear Daddy.
Dear Daddy. Daddy is just a word that really shouldn't be said.
It's really been taken into a dark turn the last few years.
Yeah.
Goddamn millennials.
Yep, fucking avocado toast.
And their daddy
Get over it,
issues.
Daddy.
Daddies. Yeah, no, that's a good idea though. Ask the audience.
Ask the audience about
we'll tell you
their
what to do.
experiences.
Get
Because
them
I feel
to
like there's a
produce our
lot we
content.
can connect on here these days.
Yeah, tell us our content. Produce it for us. Yeah.
Because I am happy to do whatever segments. I mean, we just talked for like an hour about nothing.
Yeah. Literally nothing.
But it was super satisfying. Not enough singing
good.
though. I need to have more opportunity to sing.
You
Yeah.
just got to chime in with some
Just gotta hit it.
notes,
Yeah,
some
hit those
bars.
bars.
We take these broken wings.
But it has to be on topic. It can't just be like a random song, you know? You got to relate it.
Burning down the house. Burning down the house.
Not sure how that fits, but okay. Maple producing region. That's all I got to say.
All right,
That's
guys.
my closing advice. Live in a maple producing region. You'll never be sad.
Ship it to me.
Mm-hmm. I will.
Thanks.
Great episode.
Cool stuff. If you like what
Let
you
us know what you
see,
think.
thanks. If you don't, unsubscribe.
I don't give a shit.
Love you. Say it back.
Say it back.